And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today, as always. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Takes by Fans and be a part of the conversation. And come watch live daily, noon Eastern at twitch.tv/takesbyfans, or just go to our official website, takesbyfans.com. Go to the watch tab, and whenever we are live on the website. We're live right now. We're live on the website. Folks, it is that easy to watch Takes by Fans on a daily basis. So, however you decide to watch, just make sure you're watching daily for all your sports content. Alrighty, today is a big old Thursday. We got Thursday Night Football, and we can finally start talking about Week 10 in the NFL. So we've prepped Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now we're finally off of Week 9, and we can look ahead to Week 10. I know, like some people start talking Week 10, the Monday after Week 9. I'm like, we got to dissect Week 9 first, right? So we did all that throughout the week. And now we feel comfortable, we feel confident that we can make our right picks. We can, kind of evaluate these games fairly now that we've digested and kind of looked at everything of Week 9. So that's what we do Thursdays on during the NFL season. We predict the lines, and then we'll react to the lines. Are we on par with Vegas? Are we off from Vegas? Truthfully, we were right on par with Vegas on all of our kind of predictions of the lines. And then we kind of had one of our best weeks in our picks. We kind of hit 5 of 6 last week, so absolutely fantastic. If you're kind of on the right wavelength with Vegas, you can kind of see where the value is lying. You get that kind of hidden value. If you kind of go in blind, you're off from Vegas. Now Vegas got you in that right position, but we beat Vegas last week, so we're going to try and do that again with our predictions and reactions to the lines of Week 10 today. All right, first we do have a couple of stories just quickly to go through. Y'all know how we do it. All right, so here we go. A Ravens player has tested positive for COVID-19. The good news is that there's no other teammates that the team has felt that they were kind of high risk or close contact with this positive Ravens player, so nobody else is in quarantine. This is just one player. Hopefully it's not anybody too big. Hopefully it's not, LJ. We don't want that. We don't want MI or JKD. We don't want any of those players. We don't want MB. If you know any of the Ravens players, you know these initials I'm saying out. We don't want to curse anybody here on Takes by Fans, so we'll just leave it at initials. But so this player will not be playing Sunday or probably next week. But the game will probably still be played as scheduled. So, the NFL is not, if one person has COVID, they're not canceling these entire games. So we'll definitely keep an eye on the Ravens. Hopefully this isn't spreading. The Ravens don't feel like, they did the contact tracing, and they don't feel anybody else is a high risk designation. So it's a good sign there. But we wish this Ravens player a speedy recovery. Alrighty, and then just some injury news for the Colts for tonight's game, because they do play tonight. Colts Titans Thursday Night Football, 8:20 kick. All right, Colts wide receiver T.Y. Hilton had a full practice again today. This was yesterday, though, so he's going to be good to go for tonight's game. Tight end Jack Doyle, he's out with a concussion. And tight end Mo Alley Cox, knee injury. He was a full practice participant yesterday, but he is still questionable, but expect him to go, especially with Jack Doyle probably, their number one tight end being out. So Phillip Rivers has a couple of weapons still here, T.Y. Hilton and Mo Alley Cox, to get the ball to tonight. Will he be able to? Probably not, but they're there if he decides to, step it up a little bit. Alrighty, and then this man has to stop talking. Lamar Jackson, please stop talking on losses and close wins. Please stop it. This goes back to last year in the playoff run where the Titans faced the Ravens and Derrick Henry ran all over the Ravens, and the Ravens lost. And then after the game, Lamar Jackson was like, yeah, we didn't even game plan for Derrick Henry. We did not see that coming. That's what he said after the game. And I'm just like, what were you game planning for? They have Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. Please don't tell me you were game planning for Ryan Tannehill. I don't really think you need a game plan for him. So the fact that they let Derrick Henry run all over them, And now he's coming out and saying defenses are calling out our plays. I wouldn't confirm that to the defenses. I would probably keep that in-house, be like, maybe go up to, your head coach, be like, hey, they're kind of calling it out. And then you can handle this internally. But now the defenses are going to be like, oh, we're actually right when we call out these plays. Okay, now the other defenses know, and it's just a huge thing. So Lamar Jackson, just please don't release vital information after losses and close wins. Yes, they won last week. It was still a close win up until halftime, but Lamar Jackson's got to keep silent after wins. Keep whatever you know, whatever you game plan for, whatever your plays are, just keep that in-house. Do not expose that to the media. I don't like what this kid is sharing information here. All right. But this is definitely going to hurt the Ravens. Obviously, who do they face this week? The Patriots, Bill Belichick. So, if the Colts defense are calling out the Ravens plays, do you think Bill Belichick is not going to be doing the same thing? And we know, we just watched tape. We watched the film of the Ravens-Colts just yesterday on our film study, and we saw Lamar Jackson, and the entire offense was really kind of at the line of scrimmage with the misdirection. So, what are they calling out? Read option? Is that what Lamar Jackson? Oh, my God, they know it's – yes, we all know it's going to be read option. That's what y'all do. Read option, keep it or hand it off. That's what we can't figure out, but that's the mystery in the read option. So it's not a surprise that the defense, I could call out the plays, folks. We know it's going to be read option. It's going to be a slant across the middle. It's nothing surprising from this Ravens offense. They're doing exactly what we knew what they were doing. The Ravens are doing what they probably should be doing, is playing to the strengths of your talent and its speed and its misdirection, and that's everybody on this team can do that. So I'm not knocking the play calling, but Lamar Jackson says, hey, the defenses know what we're doing, and it's making it a little bit harder for us to score. So we'll definitely keep this in mind. I think this could definitely come, full circle this week with Bill Belichick trying to beat the Ravens. And I think it's Sunday Night Football. I think that is the night game, Sunday. Alrighty, and then I had a fan send me this. We got a little bit of a screen grab here on I believe this is Good Morning Football. I believe it is on NFL Network, and this was one of today's headlines. The hype train around Tua and Dolphins is a bit out of control right now. So just so we can all kind of be on the same page, Tua, before he even started playing, he couldn't play because of hip injury, and he was going to be a bust. And then he gets drafted, and then everybody's in love with him. He's one of the best quarterbacks. He's going to be great, but you probably sit him for a year, and he's going to be absolutely fantastic. Then he starts to play. He plays his first game, and going into that first game, everybody says he wasn't going to be ready. Why were we doing this? Oh, and then he wins the game. Okay. And then after he won the first game, it was Tua is now auditioning to be the starter for the Dolphins. Oh, he was auditioning. And then he won the next game. And now that narrative is out the window. I haven't even heard that narrative that this was an audition for Tua this entire week. And now here we go. The hype train. The hype train around Tua is out of control right now. So we went from he's a bust. Why was he even starting? And now this is an audition. And now the hype train around Tua, everybody's in love with him. It's out of control right now. Can we make up our minds on what we are going to decide what Tua is and isn't? And I love that they're not even talking about Tua. This guy is talking about the entire Dolphins. The entire Dolphins are out of control because of the hype train. It's not like our defense is scoring multiple points every single game. 3 of our last 4 games, our defense has scored defensive touchdowns, which I don't see any other defense in the league. But once again, this is just all hype on the Dolphins, and the Dolphins are truly not good, and Tua shouldn't be starting, and this is an audition for Tua, and blah, 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 blah. We don't see any of that. We never believed any of that. Here at Takes by Fans, we've been on Tua. We knew Tua was the real deal when we watched Tua. That's why we watch film and look at the stats on this show, because they go hand in hand. That first game, if you just looked at the stats, I would have said the same thing. Tua's trash, but we looked at the film. The accuracy on all those completions were perfecto. I haven't seen Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, or Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes be that accurate in one single game of football this season as we've been watching. So can we just stop it a little bit with this Tua narrative? He's fine, folks. This is a rookie who just started mid-season, and he's won 2 games. He's won more games than other rookies. Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, they've all only got 2 wins, I think. And Tua comes in, only plays 2 games this entire season, and has 2 wins. So stop saying, Tua's trash. Stop saying the Dolphins are overhyped. Brian Flores is a fantastic coach. He's been building this winning culture, so this really this Dolphins record of 5-3 really really should not come to surprise of any Dolphins true fans. Truthfully, we know, we just saw the development from last season. We got better. We won, like 5 of our last 6 games? We won 5 of our last 6 games last season. And now we come in this season and we're competitive and we're good. And our starting quarterback was good. And our backup quarterback was good. And our defense is truly very, very, very good. Creating turnovers, getting points, creating short fields, making it easier for our offense. But it's just hype. It's just hype, folks. Let's all leave it be, right? We'll see. We'll see. All right, just a little bit of a Tua rant because I cannot stand the narratives that are floating around. Everybody's got a narrative around Tua, and I don't appreciate it. Don't appreciate it. Alrighty. All right, that's just a couple of quick stories that we needed to take a look at. I thought were the most kind of best stories to talk about. I don't know. All right, and then what else do I got? Do we go right into guessing the lines? I do want to go over here real quick, just kind of inactives and actives, just real quick. This was updated yesterday, so it is kind of very up to date, but we'll just take a quick look. Teams, what players are in, out, just real quick. So we'll start it here. Just go through the top, go through the bottom. So here we go. Dolphins wideout Preston Williams has been placed on IR. We already knew about that, and that is definitely going to hurt Tua just a tad. That's a huge weapon. We saw that he threw Preston Williams a touchdown pass last week, and he got about 60 yards passing. So definitely, he's going to be. Preston Williams will probably be replaced with. I'm forgetting his name. Jakeem Grant of the Dolphins. I mean, short, speedy wide receiver, kind of similar to Tyreek Hill. Has a lot of the same speed Tyreek Hill has. Probably not the best, not as good catching abilities as Tyreek Hill has, because that man's catching abilities, folks, is truly fantastic for his height and speed. So I definitely like Jakeem Grant. He's going to be a great fit. I don't think this is anything too big to worry about. I still like the Dolphins, whatever their line is. I don't expect Preston Williams being out to affect the line too much. And then running back Matt Breida was limited in practice. Hopefully we can get him back, because we've been rocking with kind of Jordan Howard this last week. And another running back's name I don't even know the name of. I didn't even recognize him when I saw the name in the stats. So, alrighty, then we go to the Ravens. They've activated cornerback Marlon Humphrey from the COVID-19 list, so that's going to be great. Baltimore Ravens getting a little bit better. Running back Mark Ingram was limited in practice, so hopefully he can try to get back healthy. We'll see if he was practicing today, but I mean, the Ravens, they need all 3 of their running backs. They need them by committee, because that's just kind of that's their thing. Everything is close at the line of scrimmage. Is it a run? Is it a pass? But they need Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins. They need all 3 of their running backs to be really full strength for their offense to really kind of work as well as they're supposed to run. All right, and then we get linebacker Matt Judon and defensive end Calais Campbell did not participate yesterday in practice. Hopefully they could still be good to go. Texans, David Johnson with a concussion. He did not practice yesterday. He's not going to be playing, folks. David Johnson will not be playing on Sunday. That's pretty much guaranteed at this point. Washington, Bryce Love is returning to practice. We don't even know who the heck that is, so nobody cares. Arizona Cardinals activated linebacker Devon Kennard and Brian Murphy from the COVID-19 list. They're getting huge strength back. And look at this. Arizona signed cornerback Jonathan Joseph. Now, why is that important? The Titans just cut him right after the deadline last week, and the Titans went on to have their best defensive performance of the season, folks. And I thought Jonathan Joseph, I mean, he's a huge name. He was kind of a standout cornerback. He was probably one of the best corners in the league in his prime. So the fact that the Titans cut him and they got better, we'll see if Arizona can use them. Arizona's defense has been actually very good these last couple of weeks. Not too much against the Dolphins, but other than that, the other 2 games before that, they've been looking really good. So they're getting even better defensively. They got some key pieces back. Devon Kennard is a great linebacker. They get Jonathan Joseph. So now this Arizona's Cardinals defense is going to be even more better than what it already was. So huge get backs there. And then running back Kenyon Drake returned to practice as well. Another great sign. So Arizona, they got better defensively and they got better offensively with Kenyon Drake. That's going to be huge because they do face the Bills this week. So we'll definitely have to try to take this a little bit into account when we guess the lines. Alrighty, Bengals, what do we got? They activated linebackers Jordan Evans and Mackenzie Alexander. Decent linebackers there. Later announced Alexander was held out of practice due to an illness. Not good there. All right, Joe Mixon did not participate in team drills yesterday. Not good. The Bengals claimed defensive end Tarakist McKinney off of waivers. That's a good pickup for them. I believe he's from Atlanta. But this is the biggest story right here. Running back Joe Mixon did not participate once again this week, so probably don't expect him to play possibly next week, maybe last-second decision this Sunday, but we will have to keep that in mind. All right, Chargers, what do we got? Joey Bosa will participate in individual drills today, but he's still in concussion protocol. All right, so we're going to have to probably wait till game time to see if Joey Bosa is going to be good to go. Running back Devontae Freeman and receiver Sterling Shepard were limited in practice, but hopefully they're good to go. Devontae Freeman's missed a couple of games. Sterling Shepard's missed a couple of games. So hopefully Devontae Freeman can get back and help out Daniel Jones a little bit. Colts place linebackers Matthew Adams on the COVID-19 list. T.Y. Hilton, we already went through this. T.Y. Hilton's good. Jack Doyle's out. Mo Alley-Cox is going to play. Yes, he's questionable, but without Jack Doyle, you expect Mo Alley-Cox to kind of go through tonight. 49ers announced they promoted running back Austin Walter to the active roster. Okay, what else do we got? Signed quarterback Josh Johnson. And running back Tevin Coleman and wide receiver Deebo Samuel did not practice yesterday. Not a good sign. Hopefully the 49ers can get some normalcy back in their offense because no freaking Jimmy Garoppolo. So hopefully Tevin Coleman and Deebo Samuel can get in, making it a little easier for Nick Mullins this week. Titans activate cornerback Adoree Jackson from IR. That's huge. That's huge. Hopefully he might not play this week, but definitely next week if he doesn't go. Jackson won't play against the Colts Thursday. Okay. If you're just activated off IR, you probably have another week to go. But Adoree Jackson, that's going to be huge when he's back next week, folks. Truly, that's Tennessee Titans defense is going to get even better. Even better. All right, Seahawks have signed running back Bo Scaribo. What else we got? Damon Harris would make his Seahawks debut this week. Anything else? Chris Carson, defensive end Benson Mowawa, and running back Carlos Hyde, linebacker KJ Wright, Shaquille Griffin, all did not practice yesterday. Defensive side, offensive side. I do like Dallas running back for Seattle, so I'm not too concerned with Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde, not practicing because I think Dallas he can definitely take both of these running backs' place. I don't think it's too much of a drop off from Carlos Hyde and Carson to Dallas. I don't think it's a huge drop off. All right, then we got Rams. Cooper Kupp was limited in practice, but likely will play this week. And Darrell Henderson did not practice, so not a good sign there. They definitely, this Rams offense definitely needs the run and pass attack. The pass helps the run helps the pass. They definitely need both facets of their offense to work. So this is a huge did not practice here. Darrell Henderson. All right, Jags quarterback Gardner Minshew, he did not practice. We all know they're going to probably go with Jake Luton. He did pretty well last week. He scored a couple of touchdowns, and they scored a lot of points. So, I think we've seen the last of Minshew this season, unfortunately. Juju Smith-Schuster did not practice. Now, that is definitely concerning, but hopefully he's good to go. Pittsburgh, they still have other good wide receivers, but the way that this Steelers offense has been playing a lot of dink and dunk, we still want Juju Smith-Schuster out there for that kind of deep threat play if they go to it this week. All right, Chiefs, couple more teams here. Chiefs wideout Mecole Hardman on the COVID-19 list, not good. Cowboys place Tyron Crawford on the COVID-19 list. Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, center Eric McCoy, and Ryan Ramczyk were limited in practice, but they should all still be good to go. And then finally, Raiders fullback Alec Ingold suffered 2 broken ribs, so he's out. Okay, so they're not too many names. Also, Christian McCaffrey, he's out. I don't think they said that there, but he is not playing this week, unfortunately. Hopefully he can go next week, but this week he is definitely not playing. Alrighty, now that we've got that all out of the way, let's talk Week 10, start predicting some lines, and we'll kick it off here with the Colts Titans Thursday night football game. Okay, folks, Colts, I don't like Phillip Rivers, I don't like their offense, and I don't like that they're traveling on the road. Not good. Also coming off of this is a short week, Thursday night game. So, once again, can Phillip Rivers rise to the occasion on the road on short notice? Probably not, but it is a division game, so that's where kind of the the game gets a little bit confusing here on who to pick. But this Titans defense, they played the best game that they played last week. They held the Bears to 0 points through the first 3 quarters. Absolutely fantastic. They were, shutting them down, not allowing them to get even in field goal range. Bend but don't break defense. That's what the Colts were doing all game last game against the Bears. And their offense kind of worked exactly how it was supposed to be, even against the Bears defense, which is one of the better defenses in the league. So the Titans still put up 24 points. The offense did exactly what the offense is pretty much doing every single week. So this Titans offense was the offense that I think this Titans offense is every single week in and week out, even with those high scoring 40-point games. And the Titans defense definitely rallied around. Very good as well. I mean, they gave up 0 points through the first 3 quarters, folks. Colts, they couldn't score at all last week. They put up 10 points at home. Come on, you got to do a little bit better than that. Really non-competitive in the second half. We saw Phillip Rivers not even try. So we just can't buy this Colts team. Yes, they're 5-3, but this is probably the worst 5-3 team there is. And we see the Dolphins getting slack for being 5-3 and being overrated. But this Colts team, everybody loves them, right? We don't like this Colts team. We really don't. I don't trust Phillip Rivers. The only thing that would probably make me want to buy Phillip Rivers just a little bit is it's prime time, so I would expect him to try and be his best version of himself, maybe care a little bit in this game. But everything else, what he's shown us, the teams that he's faced, that he's lost against, this Titans team is probably the best team the Colts have faced all season. So I don't expect, they did face the Ravens last week, and they did kind of get blown out. As I said, only 10 points, folks. So, short week, definitely going to hurt the Colts because they're on the road. Titans, short week at home, very good. This team, everybody buys in, so the short week is not even going to hurt the Titans. Mike Vrabel will have his team ready to go, and I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to be ready to go. So, I love the Titans here. We may be able to get some good value. If Vegas overvalues the Colts. I hope they do. I'm not. I'm going to call this one probably Titans minus 4.5, honestly. They get the 3 for the home field, and then they're just a better team offensively, defensively. I get the better quarterback. I would take Ryan Tannehill over Phillip Rivers any day of the week, folks. So I get the better quarterback. I get the better coach, Mike Vrabel. I get the better offensive weapons. I mean, the Colts, we just saw they have T.Y. Hilton still, and he's still good, but that's all they have. So not great. They have no great running game. Their running game has kind of been injured this season. I get the better defense. I loved what the Titans just did last week. The Bears threw it 52 times, folks, and they put up 17 points and no points up until the fourth quarter where, the game was already over. They were down 17-0 at that point. 24-3 at one point. So, this game wasn't even competitive. This Titans team is the real deal. The Colts are pretenders. We're going to call it Titans minus 4.5. Hopefully, I'm hoping Vegas leaves it at Titans minus 3. That's probably where the value comes in at. Maybe we get Titans minus 2. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. But, if we get Titans minus 3, that's still decent value for this team because I think the Colts are really not going to show up tonight, truthfully. Alrighty, then we go Bucs and Panthers. So that was Thursday Night Football. Now we get into Sunday's actions. Bucs, Panthers. I don't like the Bucs, folks. I don't like what Tom Brady's doing. He has an abundance of weapons, and he put up 0 points last week. 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Not even, I'm seeing all these articles and people saying on Twitter that, AB's going to throw off kind of the chemistry of the wide receivers, and I'm thinking, there is no chemistry between Tom Brady and the wide receivers before Antonio Brown got here. So Antonio Brown's not going to disrupt anything. There is nothing to disrupt, folks. Stop it. Tom Brady's only using Mike Evans on the goal line. What is that? Truthfully, that's like if the Lions were only using Calvin Johnson on the goal line. That's if, the Falcons were only using Julio Jones on the goal line. It's absurd, folks. It's truly absurd. It's like if Tom Brady only used, 1 second. Randy Moss when he was with the Patriots for that season. If he only used him in the goal line, folks, it's truly absurd how poorly this Bucs offense is with the best quarterback and the best receivers. I don't know what's going on. We can't trust this Bucs offense. Fortunately, now we talk about the Panthers here. They lost Christian McCaffrey, and the offense was truly rolling. That's what their offense was all about. 30-plus points last week, driving the ball, good possessions down the field. That's what the Panthers are. They showed it. Unfortunately, they take a step back because Christian McCaffrey gets re-injured, and he's not playing this week. Now, this Panthers offense can function without Christian McCaffrey. They were doing it before he got there. Before he came back, he was, the Panthers were 3-3 at one point. The offense was looking good. Teddy Bridgewater's being good. He's just not being clutch, kind of like Daniel Jones, so we can kind of forgive it a little bit. Their defense has been showing out. They've been keeping the games close. It's really just that these last couple of weeks, Teddy Bridgewater has not been making the best plays in the fourth quarter. We've gone through it these last 3 weeks. They had to settle for a 65-yard field goal against the Saints because Teddy Bridgewater took a sack. They lost by 8 while Teddy Bridgewater was driving against the Falcons in the fourth quarter, but he throws an interception in the end zone. Not good. Or on the 30-yard line. Not good. And then last week, it's just they're out of timeouts and he's throwing passes in the middle of the field. You have to get out of bounds and stop the clock. You're now wasting all this time. So not the best decisions we've seen by Teddy Bridgewater in the fourth quarter. I expect the Bucs to be very good this week because they were very good, not good last week on primetime TV. So expect the Bucs to come out here and truly just lay it out. I would expect the Bucs to probably win by 17 points this week, truthfully. The Panthers, I think, emotionally, mentally are going to take a step back this week because, they just lost Christian McCaffrey for pretty much only 1 week. So everyone's probably like, can we just get this week over with? Let's look ahead to next week when we have our offense fully back again. So I think I'm going to like the Bucs here, even though I'm not impressed with their offense. This Bucs defense is pretty decent. It's decent. I don't think it's as good as everybody's calling it. And this Panthers offense has been pretty good, but I am going to count on the fact that Christian McCaffrey's not playing, and it's really just going to suck the air out of this Panthers locker room. And I think they come out flat for pretty much the only game of the season that they probably come out flat. So I think I'm going to like the Bucs here. We'll see if we get any good value. We got great value with the Panthers last week at Panthers plus 10. We took it a hit. They lost by 2. Perfect. I don't think we'll get as much value this week with the Panthers, and I think the value that we may even get, probably the plus 7, plus 6. So I am going to call this one Bucs minus 6.5. But yeah, I wouldn't even feel comfortable taking Panthers plus 6.5. I truthfully think this defense is just looking on to next week. They don't even want to play this week, truthfully. That's how I feel this game's going to play out. So we'll call it Bucs minus 6.5. We'll look at the value if there is any and then go from there. All right, let's move on to Texans and Browns. And alrighty, I do like the Texans here, but the Browns are coming off of a bye, so look for Kevin Stefanski to have a pretty good week calling plays for Baker Mayfield. We know he's only rocking with half of his wide receiving core. Nick Chubb may play this week, so that would be a huge relief, a huge addition to this Browns offense. All right, last week the Texans, they won, but they won very closely, and they only put up 26 points, not as many points as I kind of expected this Texans team to put up. Offensively, they're gifted, folks. They just kind of have to have their line clean up a little bit and maybe some better play calling offensively. You have 4 great wide receivers. Use them all, please. They have been, but you can definitely use them a little bit more. The Texans definitely have the better quarterback. I take Deshaun Watson over Baker Mayfield any day. The Texans have the better receivers, where I think the Browns may have overall the better offense. Kareem Hunt, running back, absolutely fantastic. So even if Nick Chubb doesn't play, they're not going to take too much of a step back. Kareem Hunt has been absolutely fantastic, stepping up into that starting role, even though now that Nick Chubb has not been playing. But yeah, Browns off of a bye, that's probably the best thing about this Browns team. I can't trust Baker Mayfield. He's not a good quarterback. If they try to get into a shootout with the Texans, I think the Texans are going to come out on top. They've got more explosive weapons. They have a better quarterback to get the ball down the field to those explosive weapons. So I do like the Browns because I do like Kevin Stefanski, and I think he's going to call a good game for Baker Mayfield, having an extra week to prepare for this Texans team. The Browns are at home, still trying to fight for the division. They're 5-3. This is a make and break week. Do they drop down to 5-4, or do they advance to 6-3 and making it easier for them to kind of, make that playoff run deeper into the season? All right, we probably are going to stay away from this game. I'm going to call this one probably Browns -3. Probably Vegas is going to count these teams very similar. The Texans, for how good their offense could be, they're still only 2-6, so their defense definitely needs to step up. J.J. Watt, he's been a force this season, so, I mean, Baker Mayfield against J.J. Watt, another positive for the Texans. So we'll see if we get some good value here. I'm going to call this one Browns -3 just for the home field advantage. But I think, just these teams, the Browns have not been looking good without OBJ. They're coming off of a bye, and I can't trust Baker Mayfield. And I don't have those problems, talking about the Texans offense. I trust Deshaun Watson. I trust all of these receivers. I trust Romeo Cornell. So we'll see what the actual line is. Maybe we can get some good value. Vegas may be falling in love with this, or falling out of love with this Texans 2-6 record. Maybe bump it up to Texans +4.5, and then maybe I feel comfortable taking that. But we'll see what we get in value-wise when we look at the actual line. Alrighty, Washington and Lions, and I think this is going to be the first week where the Lions are supposed to win the game. I think this is the easiest game of the season so far for the Lions, facing Washington at home for the Lions. We know the Lions aren't good at home, but, I mean, Washington's not good on the road, and they're not good anyway. So I think we're going to rock with the Lions this week. Finally, their first game where they should win. We'll see how they all perform, right? How is Matt Patricia going to have his team looking for, going into this week? Matt Patricia should be like, hey, we should be winning this week, folks. We should be winning this week. Just saying. So hopefully he has his team good to go. Matt Stafford last week throwing 2 interceptions, got benched. Not a great look. This Washington's defense is decent. They still have Chase Young on the defensive front, so great for him. He's going to be pressing Matt Stafford all game. We'll call this one Lions -4. And I think we get some good. I mean, this Lions team isn't good. This is just probably their best count, their easiest game of the season. It's still not an easy game because the Lions are not good. Alex Smith is still going to be starting quarterback for Washington. Dwayne Haskins is still the backup, unfortunately for him. We saw Alex Smith last week. In clutch time, he wasn't the best. But other than that, he did throw 3 touchdowns. So maybe that is a big silver lining for this Washington team. You get a good quarterback back. But, it's only a second game back. Are we going to trust him fully? Probably not. This is probably going to be another game we probably just stay away from. Just too many question marks. I mean, both these teams aren't good. So when two not good teams face each other, they make one team look really, really good, and that's never a place that you want to be in. Coming next week, we're going to be talking, wow, Washington, they won by 21 on the road against the Lions. We should be buying them. I don't know if we go that far. We'll see what this game, how it turns out, but we'll predict this one. We're actually going to come down a little bit. We're going to go Lions -3 just because of Alex Smith. He was performing very well last week. So the pretty comparable teams. We'll give the Lions the -3 for the home field. Alrighty, Jags and Packers, and Jake Luton going up in his second start against Aaron Rodgers, who is looking to just pile it on again. All right, Packers are at home against the Jags, and the Jags are probably the second worst team in the league. Jets being 1, Jags being number 2. You can make the argument. So we've got Aaron Rodgers against one of the worst teams in the league. Expect this man to eat. Let this man put up an MVP caliber performance. And he has extra time. I mean, he played last Thursday night and they won. So expect, well rested Aaron Rodgers at home, 1 o'clock window. He's just ready to kind of get this done early with, and then go have dinner with his wife if he's married. I don't know if he is. I think he did break up with Danica Patrick. I don't know if he's out with anybody else, but he's going to be looking forward to that kind of early dinner, coming off of a win with the Jags. So this one's going to be big, folks. I mean, yes, Jake Luton was good last week, but folks, I mean, quarterbacks' first games are usually pretty good because there's no tape on them. We don't know what you do well. We don't know what the offensive coordinator is going to play to coddle you into playing well. So, that's why Garrett Gilbert had decent success last week. That's why Jake Luton had decent success last week. I don't expect that success to carry over to another week. So we're going to go big here. We're going to go Packers minus 10.5. Packers minus 10.5. I accidentally wrote this one down wrong. I wrote Jags Panthers, not Packers. So let me fix that. Yeah, we're going to go Packers minus 10.5 here. I could really see it all the way going up to Packers minus 13.5. We probably stay away from this one because the spread's going to be way too high anyway. And we've kind of seen the Packers when, they should be performing well, against the Vikings a couple of weeks ago. They just didn't, and that's not a promising sign. We see this Packers team offense. I mean, they're always hot in the first quarter, but then if they start not picking up those third downs in the second quarter, they really just, it messes them all up for the rest of the game, truthfully. So if Aaron Rodgers gets frustrated in the second quarter, their offense is just going to clam up and they're not going to do anything for the rest of the game. I hope this isn't going to be one of those games. We've seen that game kind of happen twice, once against the Bucs, once against the Vikings. I mean, Aaron Rodgers couldn't do anything in the second quarter against the Bucs, and he just kind of quit for the rest of the game. Aaron Rodgers couldn't do anything against the second half against the Vikings, and he just kind of quit for the rest of the game. Going for it on 4th and 10, not getting it, going for it on 4th and 10 again, not getting it again, and he just quits. He just gives up. So, that is something that you do have to be concerned about when you bet the Packers, and especially when you bet the Packers big, like minus 10.5, minus 13.5. So definitely something to keep your eye on. The Jags, we don't know what we're going to get, truthfully. Yes, Jake Luton looked decent last week. I mean, I'll show you the stats again. He put up 3 touchdowns, and he may even have had 300 yards. Am I wrong on that? Let me try to get to this game. Where was it? Who am I looking for? Jags right here. Jags at home. Jake Luton, 26 of 38, 304 yards. He only had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. So not as good as I thought, but still 304 yards, decent completion percentage. I mean, they trusted him to throw the ball 38 times, so that's a good silver lining as well. Good green flag for Jake Luton. Plus, also for the Jags, their run game also helped. I mean, when you have a 100-yard rusher, that's definitely going to help the pass game out. I don't know if they can go and run the ball on the road. So I do like the Packers here. We'll see how many points we have to give up, but this Jags team I think is definitely going to take a step back from last week. They don't get that 100-yard rusher, so I don't know if Jake Luton is going to be is going to perform at the level that he did last week without that 100-yard rusher. Don't know how that's going to work out. So we'll call this one Packers minus 10.5 and see what we get. Alrighty, Eagles and Giants, and I already tell you right now, I love the Giants. Hopefully we can get some good value. This Eagles team, yes, they are coming off of a bye, so that is probably going to help Carson Wentz maybe a little bit, but he's still throwing 2 interceptions every single game. That's not just, taking his stats and, looking at the averages. He's literally throwing 2 interceptions every game except one game where he only threw 1 interception and they won that game. Coincidence? No. So Carson Wentz, he needs to be better. He has a week off. Will he change? Probably not. I'm a big fan of this Giants team. I love what they're doing offensively. They keep games close. They're at home. Another good green flag for the Giants. Division games are usually close. Division games are usually even closer. Giants at home. I think everything's lining up except the spread. Unfortunately. Giants are at home, so you probably give them the -3 for that. Eagles coming off of a bye, so you maybe bump up them a point. So now we're looking at Giants -2. Overall talent level, I'm hoping, I'm not agreeing with this, but I'm saying what I think Vegas is going to think. So you get so you start at Giants -3 because of the home field, and now I'm saying what Vegas is thinking. Eagles coming off of a bye, maybe bump them up a point, so now it's going to be Giants -2, so coming down lower a little bit. Maybe you get the better quarterback, Carson Wentz. I don't agree with that. So you maybe bump the Eagles down to, Giants -1 now. And I think that's what we're going to call it, Giants -1. And I like this Giants team. Truthfully, I do. Giants -1. I like Daniel Jones. I like Jason Garrett. I think Jason Garrett knows what he has in Daniel Jones and is just calling plays for him to have success, kind of like how he was calling plays or he wasn't really calling the plays, but he was having, major input in that Cowboys system where they were looking good kind of every year, maybe average, slightly above average some seasons with Jason Garrett as the head coach for the Cowboys, but we see what he's doing here with Daniel Jones, and he's having great success. And we see the Cowboys this season without Jason Garrett. I mean, it's a true dumpster fire, folks. Even with Dak Prescott, at the helm, they were still not good. So yes, I get the Eagles off of a bye. That's definitely a huge green flag for them. But overall, talent-wise, I get Daniel Jones, who doesn't turn the ball over. Yes, he's not clutch, but the defense can be clutch for them. They just have to get a lead, and the way that Carson Wentz turns the ball over, that shouldn't be too difficult for them to kind of get out to an early 7-0 lead, short field. Daniel Jones can take advantage of it. It's only when you ask him to go the length of the field, that's when he struggles. So I think we could get some good value here. Giants -1. Maybe we can get some points here. We'll see what it officially is, but I think I like the Giants here early, folks. I do. Can't trust Carson Wentz. It's unfortunate. Already Bengals and Steelers, and this is going to be a huge game for the Steelers. Big Ben should be good to go. Hopefully he's 100% healthy. We saw him kind of go down last week, but he stayed in the game, threw a game-winning touchdown, so he wasn't looking too hurt. This Bengals team, they go for it every single week. Joe Burrow's going to throw the ball 40 times, guaranteed. The Steelers defense, it's bend but don't break, but the Bengals, I mean, they've been putting up points offensively by just throwing the ball. I mean, Joe Mixon hasn't been, hasn't been playing with the Bengals for these past couple weeks, and they've still been competitive, still been putting up the points, still looking decently on offense. So, Steelers, they are going to have to stop dinking and dunking. The Bengals are going to put up points, even though the Steelers defense is good. The Bengals, they've been doing this every single week. They've been putting up points. It doesn't matter. They will chuck the ball down the field throughout this entire game. The Steelers have to be ready for that. Division game, expected to be a little close here. It's really just going to come down to Big Ben, in my opinion. Can he outscore Joe Burrow, even with the Steelers defense? The Steelers are probably going to have to put up at least 28 points, at least. And I don't know if Big Ben is going to be able to do that this week. I hope he is. I do like the Steelers. I like Big Ben. We just saw Juju Smith-Schuster didn't practice yesterday. Not a great sign. I mean, even if Juju Smith-Schuster doesn't play, he still has decent weapons. James Washington, Chase Claypool. So, I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster is not, the end-all, be-all of the Steelers offense. So, no reason to get too crazy there. How we're going to call this one, we might get some good value with the Bengals. We're going to call this one Steelers -3. I don't believe in it. I don't believe Steelers -4. We may look the other way when we get the official line, but I just don't know how the offense is going to perform for the Steelers. And I know the Bengals, even against, decent defenses, they're still going to chuck the ball. Joe Burrow is probably the best rookie quarterback of this draft class, and he's playing like it. And they are kind of explosive a little bit offensively. So I expect the Bengals to put up the points here, even on this good Steelers defense. I expect the Bengals are off of a bye, so they had plenty of time to prepare. They looked at what Big Ben did last week, and it wasn't the best offensive, performance last week, but we still have to take that into account that the offense was, got going very, very late for the Steelers last week. So we're going to call this one Steelers -4. We could get some good value betting on the Bengals plus the points, just because I expect Joe Burrow to keep them in the game, and I just don't know how Big Ben's going to perform, folks. Truly unfortunate. So we go Steelers -4 and see if we get some good hidden value with Vegas. Alrighty, Bills, Cardinals, and the Bills. I mean, folks, we looked at their tape yesterday on the show, and yes, Josh Allen was very good, but it was literally everybody was wide open on every single throw. No throw that Josh Allen completed last week was contested. It just wasn't. So the Bills have to go on the road. The Cardinals defense just got absolutely obliterated by a rookie quarterback in Tua. Expect them to clean it up a little bit. They just brought in Jonathan Joseph. Is he going to be good to go just this quickly? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but I don't think it's going to, if he doesn't play, I don't think it's going to hurt him, because they haven't played with him. So they have they haven't known losing him yet, because he hasn't played for him yet. So this Cardinals defense, I expect it to, clean itself up a little bit, because, Tua absolutely obliterated it last week. Kyler Murray was still good. He still was running all over the field. I expect him to kind of outrun this Bills secondary. I like the Cardinals here, folks. I think we can get some great value with the Cardinals as well, because everybody's so high on the Bills. But we just looked at it, folks. If the Bills were not at home, they would not have won that game. Literally every pass Josh Allen made was wide open, folks. So I want to give him credit. I truly do, but I can't give him too much credit. So we like the Cardinals here. I think we can get some good value here. I truly do. I think we're going to call this one Bills plus 1. Bills minus 1. We're going to go Bills minus 1. And we could get some good value here with the Cardinals. If we get Cardinals plus 3, take that. Anything more than 3, you take it, absolutely. You hammer it. We'll see where Vegas calls it. But I'm going to call this one Bills minus 1 and hopefully get some good value with the Cardinals. Broncos Raiders, I absolutely don't know what to call this one. I like the Raiders because they're at home and they've been kind of decently offensively. The Broncos have been starting so late every single week. They won one game because of it. They still lost one game because of it. So here it is, the game decider, the match decider, the best 2 out of 3. How does Broncos only scoring and only really doing anything offensively in the fourth quarter work? Is that how they win? I mean, if they win this week, they've won that way 2 out of 3 times. So we like the Raiders here. We like their offense. It's pretty consistent. I do like what John Gruden is doing here with the Raiders. I think he's building a decent team. They're all fast, and that's how they're playing. They're playing just fast, and I like it. This Broncos team, they don't travel well. We saw that with Atlanta. Atlanta was able to get out to kind of a big lead and just kind of hold on to it, and I expect the Raiders to do the same here. So I like the Raiders minus. We're going to go Raiders minus 5. Raiders minus 5, and I'm cool with that. We just can't trust the Broncos. They just get started way too late, and that's no way to play. That's like the Bears, and I don't like the Bears, so I'm not going to like the Broncos. I do like Drew Lock a little bit. I do like his arm. I think he has a cannon for an arm. But, I mean, if you're not even, shooting the cannon until the fourth quarter, it's already too late, so I don't care. So we're going to guess Raiders minus 5 here. I'm going to roll with Derek Carr. He's winning, and he's looking decent, and this offense for the Raiders is looking decent. Alrighty, Seahawks and Rams. Big bounce back game for Russell Wilson. He doesn't want to throw any picks. The Rams are coming off of a bye. That's definitely going to help them out a little bit. But this Rams offense has really kind of been shoddy. This Seahawks defense hopefully can clean itself up a little bit and force a couple of turnovers off of Jared Goff, which he's proven that he will throw interceptions against, pretty good defenses. So if Seattle can clean itself up a little bit, Jamal Adams can kind of, work out some kinks of why he was getting torched every single play against Josh Allen in Buffalo last week. So Rams coming off of a bye is definitely going to help them. Russell Wilson playing angry is definitely going to help the Seahawks. This one's really, really close. Seahawks, once again, on the road. Not the best road team. We saw, if Ryan Fitzpatrick didn't throw those interceptions against Seattle when Miami was home against Seattle, the Dolphins had a good chance of winning that game. Buffalo did win that game at home. Rams have a chance to win the game at home as well. Their last performance, the Rams got absolutely embarrassed by the Dolphins. That was their last game. Then they had the bye. So bad taste in their mouth throughout that entire bye. Expect them to clean it up a little bit here. This one's tough to call as well. There's some tough games this week. We'll see where Vegas lands and see if we get any good value out of it. But we're gonna go Rams minus 3 for the home field. I get the better quarterback in Russell Wilson. I get the better coach in Pete Carroll. Very close, though. Rams coming off of a bye is definitely going to help them. What did we see in the injury report? Was it Cooper Kupp? What happened to him? Rams. Where are the Rams at? Rams. Cooper Kupp will be limited at practice, but will likely to play. Okay. And then we said Darrell Henderson did not practice. That is the more interesting story that we did say. So we're going to call this one. Man, this is tough. This is really tough. I may call it Pick'em. I'm going to rock with Pick'em. We haven't seen any Pick'ems this year. Kind of crazy, right? 9 weeks in, no Pick'em. This is going to be the first Pick'em of the season, folks. Seahawks Rams. And we will pick it. We will pick it. Alrighty. 49ers and Saints. 49ers just depleted offensively. Saints stacked offensively, looking good. A huge momentum win against the Bucs last week. Expect them to keep it up. We're going to go big here. Saints. Nick Mullins is decent, but he still turns the ball over. On the road, definitely going to hurt them even more. I expect the Saints just to press the heck out of this 49ers team. Blitzes pressing right at the line. Nick Mullins is not going to be able to outshoot Drew Brees. It's just not going to happen. So we're going to go big here. Probably Saints minus 9.5. Probably try to catch you on that 10-point mark. And we'll see where it goes. But, yeah, I mean, the 49ers, they're done for the season, folks. It's truly unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Just too many injuries. They're still a good team. They'll be good next year, no doubt. But, George Kittle out, Deebo Samuel, questionable. Nick Mullins turns the ball over. Jimmy Garoppolo out for the year. So, I mean, we just saw what the Saints did with a sacked Brady offense. What is 49ers going to do that the Bucs couldn't? Nothing with Nick Mullins, unfortunately. So big here, Saints minus 9.5. We're gonna call it. All right, Ravens Patriots. This is the Monday night or Sunday night football game, and this is a big quote. This is a big quote from Lamar Jackson, folks. Defenses are calling out our plays. They're going to have to try and get a little bit more creative here, but this is not the week to do it against Bill Belichick's defense on the road. This is going to be a huge game. Lamar Jackson versus Cam Newton. Cam Newton was the OG kind of dual threat quarterback. Lamar Jackson is the new wave, old school, new school. Who wins it? The Patriots defense has been looking decent. I mean, last week, what did the Patriots do? They almost lost to the Jets. Not great. And this Ravens team offensively hasn't been impressing us. I mean, Lamar Jackson himself is looking decent, but when we look at the stats every single week, folks, they don't look good. Lamar Jackson's not throwing 200 plus yards. Not good. So the Ravens are obviously the better team here. The Patriots are at home. We can't trust Cam Newton. He still didn't look good. He still didn't even throw a touchdown last week. You're going to have to throw the ball here against this Ravens defense. So even though that the defenses are calling out the Ravens plays, they're still looking decent. Lamar Jackson turned the ball over 4 times against the Steelers, and they still only lost by 4. That Chiefs game, I'm going to try to just kind of say that it was, early on in the season that, Lamar Jackson just wasn't in form yet, even though I don't fully believe that statement. I'm going to rock with it. Patriots, they're not good. They almost lost to the Jets. Not good. Short week. They were on Monday. Now they're on, Sunday night football. So big game here. But we got to go Ravens. We're going to go Ravens minus 4. Ravens minus 4. They're the better team. It's Lamar Jackson, folks. Cam Newton has not impressed us. We just watched Lamar Jackson on yesterday's show, and I liked what I saw from him. Truthfully, I don't like what I'm hearing from the offense. That defenses are calling out their plays. And I kind of looked at it, and everything is really close to the line of scrimmage. But that's how the Patriots play as well. The Ravens and the Patriots play similar game styles, but the Ravens do it better because Lamar Jackson's better than Cam Newton. That's what this game is going to come down to. We take Ravens minus 4. It could even be higher than that, and I don't trust Cam Newton with any points, so we probably take Ravens here. Alrighty, 2 more games, and then we look at the lines. Here we go. Chargers and Dolphins. Dolphins at home. Chargers cannot win games. They're close. Justin Herbert's good. Don't get me wrong, but Tua's looking good. We're at home. Our defense is going to eat once again. This Chargers team, they try to get out to a big lead. They end up blowing that. Last week, they tried to get out to a slow start. They still lose the game, so they can't do anything. They don't know how to win. This Dolphins team knows how to win. They've been winning since last year, carrying it over to this season, where the Chargers have been losing close one-possession games for the last 3 years and still have not figured out how to close the deal. So we love the Dolphins here. I think I'm going to call this one. Personally. Dolphins minus 3.5. Dolphins minus 3.5. Hopefully Vegas. They've kind of been sleeping on the Dolphins a little bit. We just got Dolphins plus 4 last week against the Cardinals. So I don't expect us to get too much value with us at home. But I'm going to go Dolphins minus 3.5. Maybe we get some good value. Maybe not. But yeah, this Chargers team, they just can't win games, folks. They just can't. I would even say Dolphins minus 5, but I'm going to try and hope to say that, Vegas is going to underplay it a little bit so we get better value with Miami here because they are the better team. They have the better defense. They have the better quarterback. Tua better than Justin Herbert. He's got the same amount of wins and a lot less games. I don't know, folks. Brian Flores better than Anthony Lynn, 100%. 100%. He knows how to win. Dolphins defense better than the Chargers defense. 100%. Dolphins are scoring points defensively. Chargers are not. All right. So we go Dolphins minus 3.5 here, and we call it. Alrighty, and then that brings us to Monday Night Football, Vikings and Bears, and I hate both of these teams. I don't want to root for either of these teams. I started to buy Nick Foles last week, and then that's the performance he does to us. No points. We finally take them in our moneymaker to try to make you some money, and he disrespects you, the fans. Nick Foles purposely disrespected the fans last week when we took the Bears plus 6.5, and they lose by 7, and they didn't even do anything until the fourth quarter. This Vikings team, they're sticking with their strategy, folks. They came out of the bye. It wasn't working with Kirk Cousins, so they're like, hey, Dalvin Cook, we're rocking with you. 20-plus carries every single game. Get us to 200. Kirk, throw it 20 times. That's it. You're only getting 20 throws, so you better make the most of them. And he has been. He's been doing very good. The completion percentage is good. The yards are good. The no turnovers is good. So I like what this Vikings team is doing now. I like how they're winning. This Bears team cannot score for the life of them for some reason. I don't understand why. They have decent offensive weapons. They have Nick Foles, who is accurate but just can't do anything. It's truly a brain puzzle, a mind teaser. You can bring the smartest scientists and algorithm makers in one room and watch the Bears, and they would still have no idea what the heck is wrong with them offensively. The smartest minds wouldn't even know. I think we can get some great value here with the Vikings. We're going to call this one Bears minus 3, folks. And you take Vikings plus 3 all day and tomorrow. You bet it right up until 8:14 p.m. on Monday night. Vikings, if they're getting points here, you hammer it, you hammer it, you hammer it. Vikings are going to want to be slowing down the game. They're going to be rushing the ball a lot. Bears are going to try to do anything offensively. This Vikings defense isn't great, but I expect them to be able to stop Nick Foles because everybody has been able to stop Nick Foles. So even though the Vikings defense I don't think is that good, I think they can definitely still shut down Nick Foles. So we'll call it Bears minus 3 and hope for some good value with the Vikings. Alrighty, now that we have officially predicted every single matchup this week, we have to see if we are right on par with Vegas. Last week we were basically every game we were spot on. So this week a little bit trickier. I could definitely see some lines being a lot more higher than we predicted, but let's just jump right into it here, see what we're working with, and we'll start with Thursday Night Football. We will refresh the page here, get the freshest lines up to date. The server time on the website is up to date on our time, so we are good to go. Here we go. Thursday Night Football. The official line is, well, we predicted it, Titans minus 4.5, and it's going to be Titans plus. Oh, boy. Yes. 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 Thank you. Bro, the Colts are not good. Phillip Rivers is not good. He's not good. Primetime game. He's going to flounder. He's going to show for everybody, the world, to see what we've been saying since week 2. Since week 1, really. Phillip Rivers cannot play quarterback at a consistent high level to win games every single week. Short week for the Colts. Primetime TV. Short week for the Titans, but they're at home. That's perfect for them. They are winning the way that they want to win. Not a lot of yards by Ryan Tannehill. Decent running attack by Derrick Henry. The defense just held the Bears to 0 points. Nick Foles is better than Phillip Rivers. I'll say that. Now that's a little wild to say, but we love it here. Titans, I'll take them straight up. I don't care about the 1.5. I don't care about that. Best bet of the night. Titans straight up. Best value, folks. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Make some money tonight, folks. This is the money maker. $500 on the Titans straight up pays you $1,000. $1,000. You win 500. Folks, we just beat Vegas. We're robbing Vegas blind tonight, baby. Titans, money line, money maker. Go make some money tonight, folks. Titans. I love it. I love it. I love it. We called this one Titans minus 4.5, folks. 4.5. They're saying, Vegas is saying that on a neutral field, the Colts are 4.5 points better than the Titans? Are they mad? Did anything break while we were live that I should know about? What is going on with the Colts? Why is the spread like this? There's no reason this spread should be like this. The Colts just put up 10 points last week at home. Couldn't do anything against the Ravens. Folks, I don't know what we're seeing here. Nothing's broke. Is this why they're saying it? Is it Darius Leonard, Colts defense, first in total defense, third in scoring, third in passing, third in rushing? Am I supposed to be scared of this? They haven't beaten anybody good. This Titans team has beaten people good. I don't know what it is. This is the best call, best bet. This is the moneymaker, folks, right off the rip. This is it. Titans, straight up, tonight, Thursday Night Football. Make some money, folks. Wow, right off the rip, we're not even seeing eye to eye on Vegas this week. So we're going to get, if they're calling the Colts, this shouldn't even be a debatable game. This should not be a debatable line, folks. So we could get some good value on our other picks. Oh, this is going to be a good week. This is going to be a good week, folks. Right off the rip, Thursday Night Football first game. Oh my God, Titans are I don't know what world we're living in. I don't know what world Vegas is living in. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Titans, straight up. All right, let's move on because I'm about to explode with excitement here. I'm about to drive down to Vegas right now and bet my entire. I'm gonna pawn everything right after the show. I'm going down to the pawn shop. I'm pawning everything in my house, and then I'm driving down to Vegas right now and making a slightly big wager. I have a lot of things. Alrighty, let's move on. All right, Jaguars and Packers. All right. We predicted this game at Packers minus 10.5 and it's Packers minus 13. So, I mean, we could definitely see that. I think I said I could see this one going all the way up to 13.5, and it's going to be 13. I'm going to stay away from it, even though I do like the Packers minus 13. It's just kind of that hesitation we have to keep in the back of our mind. Yes, Aaron Rodgers is always good first quarter, but if he starts to struggle, a lot of 3-and-outs, not picking up that like 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10 that we've seen them be in before they kind of go off the rails, I'm not picking that up. The game could kind of get wonky. So I stay away from that. I'm just going to stay away from the game, but we do endorse Packers minus 13. I mean, Jake Luton, he's not going to duplicate that performance, I don't think. First game, luck with quarterbacks, it's the thing, folks. You can look at it. People, teams get tape on these players. They know what we like to do. Oh, I mean, this man's picking up, his right arm every time he passes before he passes the ball. It's just kind of a tick that he has that, we didn't know because we haven't had any tape on him. So Packers are going to watch the tape. They had extra rest. Aaron Rodgers, this should be an easy game for him for an MVP case because, Patrick Mahomes, as the Packers and the Seahawks have been losing, and Aaron Rodgers is throwing a lot of interceptions in those losses, and Russell Wilson throwing a lot of interceptions in those losses, Patrick Mahomes has slowly risen to probably MVP favorite so far. So I expect Aaron Rodgers to try and get back on track with MVP here. 4 touchdowns, no picks, 350 yards. They win by 21. So Line doesn't surprise me here. Line does not surprise me here. We do like Packers minus 3. It's just a lot, folks. You do have to keep that in mind that the Packers, if the passing game starts to stutter a little bit, they're going to just pack it up and go home, clam up, and win by 1. Alrighty, let's move on. Buccaneers and Panthers. We called this game at Bucs minus 6.5, and it's going to be Bucs minus 5.5. So kind of right on target here. We unfortunately, I don't want to take this game because I do think the Panthers are going to kind of mentally, emotionally take a step back, and I do want to buy into the Bucs, but folks, I mean, we have some tape on this Bucs team where Tom Brady is just not getting the ball to these receivers. Like, yes, he likes Scotty Miller, but he's kind of a slot receiver, small, speedy, fast. Like, that's not like a deep threat wide receiver. I get it could be, but the way that they play Scott Miller, he isn't. He's not a Tyreek Hill, even though he maybe could be. But I guess we do Bucs minus 5.5. Expect Tom Brady just to kind of play angry. I mean, the man was just on primetime television and got obliterated. So expect this man to even go on the road here and light up this Panthers team. I would expect, him to only throw to Mike Evans and Antonio Brown. All the criticism he's getting, not only from us, but everybody else in the media. So I guess we do like Bucs minus 5.5 here. I expected an angry game from Tom Brady, and I expect kind of a zoned out game from the Panthers. Their season, it's unfortunately lost for the Panthers. They've lost 4. I think they've lost 3 straight games. Not good. So we do like the Bucs here. Minus 5.5 is not too much. It's a touchdown. Bucs win by a touchdown. You're good to go. So it's a little bit lower than we called, which is obviously good for us. So I think we do like Bucs minus 5.5. We'll sleep on it, and we'll see what we come up with tomorrow with our official picks. Alrighty, Eagles and Giants. Let's see if we get some good value here. We officially called this game Giants -1, and it's going to be Giants +3.5. I love it. I love it. I knew we were going to get some great value into these games since that Vikings that Colts Titans line tonight. So I love the Giants +3.5. Daniel Jones keeps the games close, folks. Carson Wentz turns the ball over. That's all you need to know. Giants are at home. Even better. Divisional game. Even better for the home team. Points in a division game. Even better. Giants +3.5, folks. Titans what was it? 3.5 as well? Oh, no. Titans straight up. That was it. Titans straight up. Giants +3.5, folks. Win some money this week. Ooh, Giants +3. Yes, all day. I love it. +3.5. I'm getting a lot of points. We undervalued it. I mean, I realistically call this one Giants -1. They're the better team. They are the better team. Yes, the Eagles are coming off of a bye. I don't care. Carson Wentz, what was he watching footage of himself throwing interceptions? Were you learning from that? Did you watch the film and try to do? Are you going to try and duplicate that? Your interceptions on Sunday's game? Giants +3, folks. This is great value week. This is money week, baby. Let's make some money. Giants +3.5, folks. It doesn't get any easier than that. The better team, the better quarterback, the home team. 3.5 points. 3.5. You get the hook. They're giving you the hook. They're giving you the field goal hook. How could you go wrong, folks? Carson Wentz is nothing special, folks. He's losing the locker room week by week. Barely winning games. They tied a game because they were so afraid to lose the game that they didn't even want to go out and try to win. As long as Daniel Jones doesn't have the ball last possession, the Giants cover +3.5. We love it. Love it. Love it. Let's continue. Let's try and get some more value. Here we go. Texans Browns. We predicted this one at Browns -3, and it's going to be Browns -3.5. So once again, great value with the Texans here. Yes, the Browns are coming off of a bye. Kevin Stefanski should have, a great game plan going into this game, but the Texans offensively are good and defensively are decently good too. I mean, J.J. Watt pressing Baker Mayfield. We already know Baker Mayfield is turnover prone. He's small. He can't see down the field. So if J.J. Watt just gets his hand up, J.J. Watt's his hand is probably as tall as Baker Mayfield is as a quarterback. He's barely 6 foot. So, love the Texans here. I think you get great value here with the +3.5. Texans offense is high flying, high scoring. They can be. If they can do it against the Browns, they've got no problem winning. Just kind of, the Browns off of a bye is giving me slight hesitations, with extra week, extra time to prepare, fully healthy. They can try to plug in, what they're missing from OBJ with another new wide receiver, maybe upgrading somebody from the practice squad, or just getting somebody, up to speed in the offense. So we'll sleep on this line, but I think I like the Texans +3.5 here. I'll take the points. Can't trust Baker Mayfield just quite yet. Also, it depends if Nick Chubb is playing once again. So maybe you hold out till game time to bet this game. It's just maybe a red flag or just something that we have to wait and see if Nick Chubb is going to play. All right, and then we get Washington and Detroit. And we officially predicted this line at Lions -3. It's going to be Lions -4.5. I see why. Detroit is finally at home, but we know Detroit's not always good at home. I don't think they've won at home this season, so not great there. Washington +4.5. I liked what Alex Smith did at the end of the game last week, getting thrown into the game. He wasn't, the starting quarterback, so his stats were very good. His stats look like he was starting the entire week. I think he threw 3 touchdowns. I don't think I'm bugging on that. Let me double check. Oh, he threw 3 interceptions. He threw 3 interceptions, not 3 touchdowns. All right, that kind of changes my mind a little bit. He was throwing in there a little bit. I'd probably stay away from this game. I think I like the 4.5, even though, Alex Smith just threw 3 interceptions last week. This Detroit team, they should win this game. They're probably expected to win this game. We'll see if, as I said, Matt Patricia can get his troops ready to play a game that they should win. I don't know if he can. So, tough. Probably just going to stay away from it. I can't even make a call right now. I think I like the point. I'm just liking the points. I mean, if you go through, the first 8 weeks of this game, points are great. Points really win. I mean, you take the points. I'm going to take the points this week, pretty much in every case scenario. I'm going to need more time to think about this one. I don't like it. I mean, these are 2 not good teams. What do I say about, betting on 2 not good teams? Not great. Not a good outcome. Alrighty, Cardinals and Bills, and we officially predicted this game at, where's it at? Bills -1, and it's going to be Cardinals -2. Okay, so this is good. I was a little over predicting, and Vegas didn't over predict, so that's fantastic. They're pretty much calling these two teams very similar. They do think the Bills are a little bit better than the Cardinals overall on a neutral field. That's why the Cardinals went from -3 to -2. -3 for the home field, and then they bump it down to Cardinals -2 because they're similar teams. I don't like what Buffalo did last week, folks. It was a good win. It was a win, but what happened last season? They had a good win against the Cowboys too, and that was their only good win of the season. So I'm not going to overhype the Bills too much. We put them, at number 10. We'll see. Can they prove us wrong? Maybe once again this week. I think I like the Cardinals. They lost last week. They're going to be a little bit more, energized this game. Expect the defense to be a little bit better than the Seahawks defense was last week. And we only have to swallow 2. That's not too much. So I do like the Cardinals here. I can't buy the Bills as contenders just quite yet. That 3-week stretch, going back 4 weeks, 3 weeks, at that point, that 3-week stretch where he was just not throwing touchdowns and turning the ball over a little bit and just squeaking by kind of defense, winning the game a little bit. I like the Cardinals here to bounce back from their loss. Kyler Murray was still great in that game. He was making good throws, not just kind of wide open throws like Josh Allen. Josh Allen has to, go on the road. So I think I like the Cardinals here straight up. We'll sleep on the pick once again. But yeah, I just was not impressed with Josh Allen. We went through the tape. I looked at it, folks. Everything was wide open. The Seahawks were just literally playing zone the entire game, and Josh Allen was dinking and dunking. Not even dinking and dunking yet, like 15-yard comeback routes that the receiver was 5 yards wide open on. So can't buy into Josh Allen just quite yet, folks. I just can't. So I think I like the Cardinals at home, not trying to drop back-to-back games. We like the Cardinals here. All right, Chargers and Dolphins. We predicted the line at Dolphins -3.5, and it's going to be Dolphins -2.5. So, Vegas is definitely favoring the Chargers a little bit, and we just go Dolphins straight up here, folks. The Chargers have not been able to win close games. So even if this game is close, if our defense isn't just totally demolishing Justin Herbert, and this game is close, the Chargers are once again on the road. So we love the Dolphins here straight up. Tua at home, probably his easiest competition this season so far that he's faced. I mean, he had to open up with the Rams, then he had to go to Arizona, and now he faces the Chargers. So this is definitely probably his, easiest opponent. Hopefully he can find some success. He found success last week on the road against a Cardinals defense that was kind of emerging, coming off of a bye. So I mean, really, if there was a time for Tua to lose, it would have been last week. I don't see him losing at home against this Chargers teams that can't even win at home. So they can't win on the road. If you can't win at home, you can't win on the road, folks. Lions are the obvious exception, but they're just trash anyway. So love the Dolphins here straight up, -2.5. Not too much to give up either. It's a solid pick here. All right, here we go. Broncos Raiders. This game, we predicted it at Raiders -5, and it's Raiders -4.5, right on target there. And, I feel decently comfortable taking Raiders -4.5. Broncos, folks, they just don't get it going into the fourth quarter. So what happens if they don't get it going in the fourth quarter? They're going to lose it by putting up 0 points. So this Raiders team, their offense has been good. Their defense, they held the Browns to 3 points. Last week, One second. Last week, I forget what happened with the Raiders last week. Bye week? No, not a bye week. Did I miss it? The Chargers. They beat the Chargers. They held on against the Chargers. So, the Chargers offense is pretty good. Justin Herbert's got an arm. It's comparable to Drew Lock. He's probably better overall as a quarterback, Justin Herbert, than Drew Lock. So, the Raiders went on were they? I can't even remember anything, folks. They were on the road. They went on the road, put up 31 points. That's huge. Great offense there. Expect them to carry that over here at home. Raiders -4.5. Not too much to give up. They win by a touchdown. You're good to go. 2 field goals. Once again, good to go. So I think overall the Raiders, their offense is good. The Broncos, they just take too long to get going, and when they do, it's already too late. So can't trust the Broncos. Raiders at home, love it. -4.5. I don't think it's too much to swallow. All right, let's continue on. Saints and 49ers, and we predicted this one at Saints minus 9.5 and Saints minus 9. Right on target. Once again, perfect. Yeah, Saints minus 9 shouldn't be too much trouble. You know, they win by 10, you win. Bing, bang, boom. You know, you're not on that hook of 10, 9.5 to 10. You know, don't need to worry about that. This 49ers team, I don't know if they can put up points, folks. I don't know if they can. They have extra rest, and they were at home and only put up 17 points. This Packers defense isn't anything special. Now they have to go on the road in the Superdome, the Mercedes Dome, against the Saints, who just came off their biggest win of the year, blowing out the Bucs. Now, will the Saints be a little bit hungover from that win? I hope not. These last 3 weeks, I've been so impressed by the Saints offense, folks. Truly. I mean, Drew Brees was making it work with not any of his wide receivers, and now he got his receivers back, and he's still as good. So I expect them to, you know, still be good, still win, still put up big numbers. I can't trust this 49ers offense, folks. Nick Mullins, he turns over the ball. He just does. It's unfortunate. So Saints minus 9 here. I think it's a good call. You know, get on that 10 point. They win by 10. You're good to go. Alrighty, Seahawks and Rams. We predicted this line at, where's it at? We said pick'em. This was going to be the first pick'em game of the year, and we're close. Rams minus 1.5. Vegas is saying that the Seahawks are the better team in the spread, but the Rams are still minus 1.5, and we get Seahawks with a 1.5. That's good. That's decent value, I would say. You know, straight up, Seahawks are plus 106, a little bit better than the Titans. So you bet 500 on this, you win, 1030 instead of 1020. Decent there. So yeah, I don't know how I really want to see how this game plays out. I do want to see how this game plays out because Rams are coming off of a bye. That's huge for them, folks. That's the only probably reason why I like the Rams in this game, because they are coming off of a bye. They are at home, but we can't. Cooper Kupp. The offense should be good, but we saw it get absolutely destroyed by the Dolphins defense. And what we saw from the Seahawks defense last week was a little troubling, folks. It really gave me a little bit of nightmares. How could I put the Seahawks? I mean, they were my number 1 and 2 team for the longest, folks. Like, that defense really scared me last week. That wasn't even bend but don't break. That was just broken defense trying to be taped together. But I mean, when you bend on tape, if you put force against tape, it's going to just unravel or rip. So that's exactly what happened to the Seahawks last week against the Bills. Josh Allen and Jared Goff, I think, are similar comp. I mean, so if Josh Allen could do that, the Rams could do it. So I'm a little scared of taking this game. I'm a little scared of taking the Seahawks. So I think I stay away from it. Even with the 1.5, what are we getting here, folks? I mean, are they going to win? Are they going to lose close? Maybe. They always lose pretty close, even when Russell Wilson is turning the ball over. So probably the better play is just to take the 1.5, but yeah, this is tough, man. Rams off of a bye. Sean McVay should have his team ready to go offensively. We'll see. They came off of a horrible loss before the bye, so they had that bad taste in their mouth for 2 straight weeks. They're at home looking to kind of unleash that anger on somebody, and unfortunately the Seahawks are in town. So we'll see how this game plays out. I don't feel comfortable taking this one, I don't think. So I stay away from it. All right, Bengals and Steelers. We predicted this one at Steelers minus 4, and it's going to be Steelers minus 7. And I think this is good value on the Bengals here. So I think Vegas is just overvaluing some of these teams here. The Bengals have been putting up points, folks, like every single week. Do we have to go through how many points they've been putting up every single week? Let's go. They were on a bye last week as well, so that's once again great for them. Let me see if I can can we do this by team? I don't think we can. Maybe schedule by team. Try to do this one quickly. No, you can't even do team schedules right here. Perfect. Boom. And they're right here. Let's see their schedule. Let's just see what the points they've been putting up here. Week 1, it was the Chargers. They put up 13, but it's week 1. Second week, they put up 30. They lose by 5. Then they tied. They put up 23. They win. They put up 33. They lose. They put up 7, or they put up 3, but that was the Ravens. A little different, but maybe it's not different. I mean, division opponent, good defense on the road, so maybe it's going to be more like this Ravens game right here, division game. This was week 5. They put up 3 points. That was not a good game by them. But after that game, they put up 27, 34, 31 bye week. So, I mean, they were putting up 27 plus points their last 3 weeks before the bye. This Ravens game, though, I do remember that one. I do remember this one. This is not a good look if you were looking to bet this game. Truly unfortunate. But we get 7. Joe Burrow. Man, oh man, I don't know. What do the Ravens put up points? They put up 27. Can the Steelers put up 27? I don't know if they can. So this is going to be real tough. I think we get good value here with the Bengals plus 7. I truly do. Just because Big Ben was a little hobbled and he's going to have to try. I mean, the Bengals are going to throw the ball, folks. That's what they're going to do. This is tough, man. This is really tough because I do like the Steelers. They're my number 1 team. Power rankings, they're number 1. But this Bengals team, they're just kind of explosive offensively. They just throw the ball and throw the ball more. And the Steelers, they don't do that. They dink and dunk. Tough game. I think I like the Bengals plus 7. We'll come back tomorrow with our official picks. But early reactions, I think I like the Bengals plus 7 here. All right, 2 more games here. Ravens and Patriots. And Patriots, we called this one Ravens minus 4, and it's going to go all the way to Ravens minus 7. Once again, I think I like the Ravens here. I can't trust this Patriots offense. I truly can't. Even Cam Newton, he ran for 2 touchdowns. I don't think the Ravens are going to let Cam Newton run for 2 touchdowns. Like, at least Lamar Jackson, yes, he rushes for touchdowns, but he also throws for touchdowns. I don't think we've seen a passing touchdown from Cam Newton in 3 or 4 weeks, folks. Not good. Not good. So I think I like the Ravens here. The 7 is definitely going to be something that I have to think about, but I can't trust this Patriots offense to put up anything. Truly, I can't. I can't. That's it. All right, let's go to the last game, Monday Night Football. Let's see if we get some good value on this Vikings. We called it Bears minus 3, and wow, okay, Vegas, they got us, Vegas. They weren't going to have all these great games, right? They weren't going to let us have Titans and Bengals plus 7, and what was another good line that we liked? Texans plus 3.5. And Bucs only minus 5.5. They weren't going to let us have all that and the Vikings. I mean, they smelled this one out right from the rip. Vikings minus 3. I can see it. I understand it. This Bears team cannot put up any points, folks. They cannot score. At home, prime time, not prime time, on the road, 1 o'clock tip, 4 o'clock tip, prime time tip. They cannot score the ball. So even we're getting Bears plus 3 here, you better hope that the Bears win 3-0 because they're not going to put up any single points. They're not going to. You better hope that the defense can create a safety. They win 2-0. You add the 3 to that, 5-0 win there. But if the Vikings win 3-0, that's a push. You're not winning. This Bears team cannot put up points. They throw it 50 times, can't put up points. They run it 50 times, can't put up points. They don't send their offense on the field at all throughout the entire game. They can't put up any points. So the Bears can't score. The Vikings can only score if it's by run. How is that going to work? I don't know. But the Vikings are on the road. Bears at home. Bears Monday Night Football. I may do the 3 here. I think we're going to flip and take the Bears plus 3. I think we just believe in Nick Foles one more time. I mean, if we're getting 3 points here, folks, how long is this kind of run-first offense for the Vikings going to last? I mean, the Bears know that the Vikings are going to run. Expect them to shut it down. The Bears have a decent defense. If Kirk Cousins tries to throw the ball, could get a little wild out here in Chicago. So I think we just take the points. The home team with the points. Monday Night Football. I think overall the Bears are the better team. The Vikings really, they're not that good defensively in my opinion. It's really just Dalvin Cook has really just kind of been. And how long is he going to be able to put up these 200-yard games? I mean, they may run the ball 25 times with Dalvin Cook this game, but is he going to get close to 200 yards? Is he even going to get 100 yards? Is this Bears defense going to shut it down? Because if they shut it down, the Vikings, they're going to panic and probably throw a lot of interceptions. So I think we're going to take the points here. I think this is a safer bet. I understand the Bears cannot score, but it's got to give at some point, right? Maybe. I think we just like the points here, folks. That's it. Give me the 3. They may not win, but 3 at home, Monday Night Football. I'm going to take it outside weather. I mean, Vikings are used to domes. Bears are outside. What did the Vikings did last week? Were they in a dome last week? They were at home, so I don't know if Dalvin Cook's going to be able to run on natural turf or natural grass and in the elements. We'll see how it plays. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's show. Our moneymaker, just to remind everybody, we're going to go Colts or Titans money line, baby. And let me just give one extra possible live stream only. If you're watching this before the game is played, I'm not going to tweet it out, not going to put it on the website. We are going to go to my favorite betting kind of category. I'm probably at 80% batting. I picked 6 last week and I hit 5 of them, folks. So, I mean, I'm up there on these points by a team in the first half. That is the category I love to go to. So we'll go here for the Thursday Night Football, see if we get anything good. See if anything is promising. It is under team props. All right, here we go. Total points by the Titans in the first half. We get over 10.5. That's pretty good. I do like that. And then Colts over 12.5. I don't like that. I think the Titans can put up points. Absolutely. So over 10.5. What's the deal here? I don't think there's any problems here with that. Titans over 10.5. This Colts defense is decent, but their offense is not going to be able to hold the ball, too long. And the Titans, they face good defenses. They face the Steelers, who have a better defense than the Titans, or than the Colts do. Let's look at their schedule real quick as well. All right, good defense is Broncos week 1. That's a good defense. Bills, decent defense. Steelers, decent defense. Bears, decent defense, and they put up 24. I mean, this Colts defense isn't as good as the Bears or the Steelers. So, what are we talking about here? I know we just saw this tweet that the Colts defense are first in total scoring and third in scoring, third in passing, third in rush. I don't see that on a week-to-week basis. I don't see that with my eyes. You can tell me all the stats you want. I need to see the film with the stats as well. So, I'm not buying into this Colts defense is as good as people are saying. So, Titans money line and endorse it. Titans over 10.5 for the first half. Absolutely love it as well. So, these are some 2 good bets here. You can't parlay them together, unfortunately, because they're on the same team. Like if we took the Colts over 12.5, then you couldn't parlay these either. Interesting. All right, so you have to do different teams. So either way, we like the Titans over 10.5, and we like the Titans straight up as well tonight. So, that's what we've got today on the show. We'll be back tomorrow with our official picks. I'm going to kind of absorb all of these lines, sleep on them, see how I feel tomorrow in the morning, maybe do a little bit more research. But I think, we're just watching these games on Wednesdays, folks. It's tremendous help when you're looking at these games. So just don't get bogged down by stats alone. Don't get bogged down by tape alone. Really just take everything hand in hand. So that's going to do it for us today. We were pretty close on some of these picks. Which ones were we really off by? Packers, we were off by like 4, but we kind of expected that. We were off on the Colts Titans. Absolutely complete 180. We got great value here by the Giants. I truly love this Giants plus 3.5, folks. I really do. Alrighty. We're going to get out of here. All right. So we'll be back tomorrow, noon Eastern, twitch.tv/takesbyfans when we make our official picks. We will also break down Thursday Night Football tomorrow on the show. So if you can't watch the game or whatever reasons and you still want to know what happens, we're your place to do that. Follow me on Twitter @takesbyfans. Be a part of the conversation. Let me know what you guys think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I never wrong? I'm pretty much never wrong. I'm kind of right a lot, but hey, you be the judge. All right. Yeah, we're out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, noon Eastern. Y'all know where to find us. Alrighty. We are outie. Titans, take it. Titans, can you imagine? Can you even believe that the Titans were able to get plus 1.5? I can't believe it.